Hello and welcome to a beautiful evening on the Keweenaw Peninsula. It is gorgeous. What a lovely day. I apologize, there's a little bit of wind. I did have a microphone, but I don't think I charged it. You're also going to hear my turkey gobbling because it's spring and he knows what his job is right now with his hens, and he's letting us all know that we are interfering just by existing. So you're going to hear some gobbles. I'll have to be kind of close. We're going to talk bartering today. We had a really good week of just gifts and exchanges outside of capitalism, and I want to share that with you because it's such an important way that my family is successful. Before I get into that, I want to talk about a conversation I overheard at a playground today between two young conservative mothers. I live in an area with a very large conservative ethnic group, and they have a lot of children, so if I go to a playground with my kids, I am bound to run into some of them. And I overheard two of them speaking today about the kinds of things that stay-at-home conservative mothers speak about, which is like church gossip, what they're cooking for their husbands, all being like frazzled and not getting enough help is one topic. And then talking about food prices. This is a big one. So they have to cook a lot of meat for their men. Their men are conservative and they require meat at like 3 meals a day and more than what is necessary for sustenance. Like these guys eat a lot of red meat. So they were talking about how expensive meat is and, where do you buy your meat? And oh my goodness, it's so expensive. And it's just so hard to keep up with it, right? And then one of them said, well, prices are just going to go down. They just have to go down. And I wanted so badly to turn and to say, honey, no, they aren't. Nope. Right now, what you're seeing is probably as good as it's going to be for a long time. And I understand that you have magical thinking and that you think a big daddy's coming to lower the prices and that he can just wave a magical wand like a wizard, but that's not how it actually works. Oh, it was painful to hear these young ladies speaking together. So it got me thinking, if we want to survive and thrive in late-stage capitalism as things is accelerated by the Trump-Musk regime, we need to get scrappy and we need to think differently because the old rules don't apply anymore. And bartering, the gift economy, trade, all that stuff is such a key part of it for my family. And so these relationships take time. And at the end, I'm going to explain, I'll give you one little tip that I would advise if you're new to this. So in the past week, we have given some things. We gave a salve, a deep tissue salve, to a neighbor whose cow has arthritis, and she is starting to be very uncomfortable with it and favoring a leg. So I said, I have this salve. It really helps with whenever we have bone or joint issues in the household, and try that. So I made sure that a neighbor had that. We gave some summer sausage to some friends with an instruction to make sure that a pregnant gal in the family gets a couple of sandwiches out of that, plus a foot rub, because if you're pregnant, you require foot rubs at least once a day. It's mandatory. We gave some eggs to some new friends. They've been helping out here on the farm. More than happy to share eggs in springtime. Have lots of them around, so now's the time. That's what we give this time of year, right? Eggs. And we've also shared meals with some new friends, because if you're going to come and hang out at my house and you're going to pitch a hand in the garden and on the farm, I'm sure as heck going to feed you and make sure that you go home with your belly full. So those are the things that we gave this week. If my husband gave some mechanicking stuff, I am not aware of it, but he also might have helped out some people that I just didn't know. We received 2 gallons of berries, frozen berries, from last season, plus some petunias from a neighbor who my 2 boys are very close to. They visit her almost daily and read with her. And she was cleaning out her freezer, and she had gone to the greenhouse, and she sent them home with some berries and petunias. So we will make some syrups with the berries for weekend breakfasts. And anything that I receive from someone in bulk, and then I make something, I always make sure that I give them a bit of it, if there's enough, right? Like if I make a very large batch of something, which I tend to do, they always get a jar of whatever I make. So she will probably receive some of the syrup unless my kids eat it all in one sitting, which is not unreasonable. So, and also I should say that the summer sausage that I gave to the family with the pregnant gal, the venison that it was made from came from them. They had given it to us, as well as the lamb in it. I believe we had bought that from them. There was a little bit of lamb. And we had all butchered the pigs together and processed them. So it was kind of a communal thing. So they had received, I gave them a couple pounds of it. So from that same family, we received some onion starts this week. They're starting some plants for me as I don't have a great seed starting situation. That's my greenhouse. Clearly not going to do the trick this year in 2025. And I was given a book on permaculture, which I'm excited to read because I really enjoy permaculture of all things. I was given garlic and thyme vinegar from some new friends. I supplied the garlic and the thyme from last year's garden. They went ahead and infused it into vinegar. Wonderful trade for me, and I hope that they enjoy it as well. And we've been sharing in some of the workload around here in spring, teaching some new skills and sharing what we know and building friendships with a new couple in the area. So that's been very enjoyable and sort of a trade for me. I get an extra hand in the garden and I make sure that you get some food in your belly and some eggs and whatever you need that I have to supply for that day. We have an excellent source of animal feed from the waste stream that we receive on a regular basis. It's very, very crucial to how we feed our animals, and it's very precious to us. We're very grateful for that. We were also offered a wood splitter as well as a wood stove this week, and we have not picked those up, though we intend to. We just we don't have a place to put the wood stove yet. It's for my outdoor kitchen, which is way behind the greenhouse. You can't really see it right now. It's way back there, and we haven't started it. We had cleared out a space last year and the year before, clearing out old buildings. So we have the cement pad, and maybe we'll be able to make some moves on that this year, working towards a really cool outdoor kitchen that people in our community can use for food processing. We have a few things in the works. We have bartered pork from our farm from last year for a dairy cow, which is at a friend's farm. We have to get her here. She's young, and we need to do a little bit of work here to make sure that she is ready to come. I think she comes with a few sheep as well as some friends. So that's something that's kind of been in the works for a while, and we just haven't, the snow really stopped us. The glaciers had to recede before we could bring any other creatures to our place. We are working out a deal to butcher chickens and teach some new friends about that and how that would work. And, they help with the butchering day. We can raise a few chickens for them and see if that's something that they enjoy. And there's also some talk about perhaps bartering an old truck for some meat. And we're still in discussion about that deal. And we're just seeing if that's something that we can feasibly do, making sure that everyone walks away whole in that situation. So bartering is so essential. Trading, gifting, fair share, whatever you want to call it, however it works for you. It's the exchange of goods, and capitalism isn't involved. And if you're new to this and you want to learn how to do this, I would give you the tip of learn to give more than you expect in return. And that is how you're going to get people to trust you. Now, I don't mean let people take advantage of you. Don't just give everything you have willy-nilly. Don't do that. No. That's not what I'm saying. But be generous. Be gracious. And recognize that this takes time. And especially if you're new to an area and no one knows who you are, or maybe you're new to this lifestyle and you want to meet more people who are like this, you have to build that trust. You can't just come in and be like, hey, I like to barter. And because we've met people like that, and they really don't know what that means, and what they really want is like dollar per dollar, hour per hour, job per job, and it doesn't always shake out like that. Like there's a lot of factors that come into this lifestyle. So be prepared to build those relationships so you can trust each other, because sometimes the deals don't work out in the same day. It might take months for some person to be given their share of it for some reason. And you have to be able to trust the other party that they will hold up their end of the bargain. And a lot of people don't do that. And we all know that most people say one thing and do the other. So you really have to find those gems out there who actually stand by their word. Some friends of ours said a few years ago when we were getting to know them, and this is where it really solidified for me, is it's better to make friends than it is to make money. And that just spoke to my heart and my soul, because that's the world I want to live in. I want us to build community, build relationships, and it's not just a transaction. I want us to care for one another and think about the whole picture and not just, give me what's mine. I don't like that. That doesn't speak to me. So if you're new to it, that's where you should start. Start thinking about how you can give to those special gems in your life who are open to this kind of exchange. And those are the people you want to stick close to because they matter. The capitalists, they're always going to be there. They're tough. They have their time, their purpose. But, those of us who see beyond that, it's good stuff. So I hope that you're having a good spring, a beautiful time, and I have to go hang some laundry this evening for it to dry overnight because I'm a little bit behind on that chore. So take care.